You look wonderful.
Thank you so much. You too. Very spiffy.
So, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
What do we anticipate about this latest installment of this very famous franchise?
Well, you can see a story you haven't seen before. I've seen my co-star Diane's version, which I absolutely love. This is a version of the true story of what actually happened. It leaves it up for interpretation for you to make your own decision on what you think actually went down. But I think this film does a really good job of depicting the actual story that happened.
Coming into this project, have you seen all of the Amityville movies in the past?
I've seen them. I've definitely seen them.
You're a fan then?
Yes, I love it. As soon as I read this script, I was like, please let me be a part of it. I absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Are you yourself easily scared?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Spiders or what?
Spiders don't scare me. True stories scare me.
Story.
Yeah, so this is the type of movie that really scares me. The zombies, the goblins, none of that scares me. It's stories that actually happened and people that were actually affected by things. That's what scares me. Yeah.
Now, what are you dressed up as this Halloween?
Ooh, my favorite question ever. I don't know. Last year I did like a 1920s, like vintage spooky clown. I like to go scary. I'm not one of the girls that's like, oh, I'm gonna be cute. I'm like, no, how can I actually scare people? So I don't know. Still deciding, I guess. Yeah.
Well, you look great either way.
Thank you so much.
What's different in this time with this installment?
Well, the great thing about this installment is that it's literally the true story that's never been told before. And of course, we go into a little bit about what might have happened because there is a mysterious aspect, but the story that is told in this film, you can look it up in the news, you know? I mean, it's the true story. It's not what happened after.
Did you scream a lot? Did you run a lot, your character?
Yeah, surprisingly, I do. I do, actually. There's a scene where there's a lot of screaming and running and physical peril.
How physically challenging is that?
It was challenging, man, because, you know, hopefully if you're on a set that's very conducive to actors like this set was, it stops becoming make-believe, you know, and all the other actors in the cast, they were really into it. And so we weren't really acting for some of that stuff.
Before I let you go to enjoy the evening, what's your Halloween costume this year?
Red Power Ranger spandex suit. Yes.
I like Blue Ranger.
Oh, well, you can go as that. You know, we won't double up. Perfect.
Thank you so much, sir. Hi.
Hi.
Congratulations.
I could burst into tears. I am so happy about this. I can't believe how many people are here. And just people, if the audience remembers Amityville, it's just a gift. Oh, wait, I gotta give a gift.
Hello, my darling. How are you?
That was the director.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed this first film he ever wrote and directed. I feel honored that he did this. So, and you know, I have to say I've done a lot of films where, to me, I just so respect people, writer directors, and I did that for TerrorVision, Better Off Dead. There was another, and then this film, it's just so special. So I want to tell the audience that this film was done with heart. It's not the run-of-the-mill film, and people are blown away. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not the typical horror. You know, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, I liked you in the Amityville, the first one," and well, yeah, of course you did, right? That was a wild story there. But this is based on reality, so I really have to say that there's a lot of you're going to take it to heart because it's a true story. So I don't know. Audiences will be the judge. We'll find out.
What is it about this genre that makes you come back to it? Like, people call you one of the Scream Queens now.
I know, right? You know, honestly, what was so interesting is my daughter is a filmmaker. She writes, directs, acts, and edits her films. She actually just got a film option. Very excited. And I do comedies for her usually. And so I was doing that for a while. And then I thought, where are the dramatic roles? And I realized it's horror. Horror is where it is. So that's what attracted me to go to the horror genre. And actually, I've gotten some very wonderful roles and really juicy roles. And now that I'm a mother, a woman, the roles are there. So the thing I think you're going to be very surprised is I transform on screen.
All right.
You're gonna see me transform on screen, and you're gonna be very surprised. So I'm very excited. So hopefully, maybe this will lead to other things. I'm just thrilled to be here, and be in the moment.
Very happy for you. Well,
Sorry, I'm
congratulations.
sweating.
It's kind of hot here.
Yes, it's very hot.
Congratulations on the Amityville murders.
Yes.
So, what's it like handling one of the, I guess, most famous franchises in the horror genre?
I have to say again, like our movie isn't really part of a franchise. It's a story of a family that was tragically murdered by one of their own before there was a franchise, before there was an Amityville horror movie and book and all the sequels that came later. I wanted this movie to sort of pay tribute to that family and to tell a version of their story that we haven't heard before. Some of it certainly is invention because I didn't know all of, nobody will ever know what really happened and how these murders were committed in such a bizarre and unsolved way. To this day, it's not known how 6 people were murdered in their sleep by the eldest son and nobody heard any gunshots. So our movie kind of hints at different theories of why and how. Certainly a supernatural possible explanation, but also, there was a drug addiction on the part of the son. There was abuse in the household. So it's compelling in many ways that I think go beyond just a franchise film.
Nice, I like that. So talk a bit about, I want to ask, what's your favorite horror movie, aside from this one, of all time?
Halloween. Well, I wrote Halloween 6. It was my very first studio movie when I was just a young person, and I will be forever grateful to the Halloween franchise because it gave me a career that's lasted over 20 years. So I'm thrilled that, and now there's another Halloween coming out. So that's living on, and I'm kind of doing so, and it's just nice to know that these stories still have an audience that's so loyal around the world.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the reboot?
I haven't, but I'm excited to. I'm hoping I'll be at the premiere with any luck. Yes.
Before I let you go, what's your Halloween costume this year? What are you dressed
Oh,
up?
of course, Michael Myers.
Oh, okay, you got it picked out already?
Oh, of course. I'm always Michael Myers.
Thanks so much, sir. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, how's it feel to be part of one of the most famous franchises in horror genre?
Incredible. Terrifying. I'm not going to lie. I did not sleep the entire week that I filmed this, which was really fun for the makeup department. But yeah.
And what can we expect different from this installment compared to the previous installments of Amityville?
A little more truth. A little more truth to the story. Not so much supernatural, not so much like woo-woo, heebie-jeebie. This is a little more the true story.
You scream a lot? You run a lot?
Do I? I scream not out of fear. I scream out of anger. Donna is Donna's tough. Donna's not thrilled with her boyfriend. Yeah.
So that's the twist.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite horror movie of all time? If you have to pick one, aside from this one.
Lord. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to go with when I was 11 years old. I was not allowed to watch this movie. And so I hid behind the couch when my sister and her friends watched Candyman. And that night when I went home, when I went back to my room, I decided to say Candyman 3 times of my bed. And I snuck into my other sister's bedroom for 2 weeks and slept on the floor, on the carpet, while she was sleeping. And then we run back out the next morning because it was that terrifying. So yeah, no go, can't do it.
I interviewed Tony Todd last week.
Oh my God! Yes, I've heard he's amazing. I've met him briefly, and I still have the heebie-jeebies. Yeah,
It's iconic.
he's amazing. But I mean, I guess that's a sign of a job well done, right? Yeah.
Before I let you go, what's your Halloween costume? What are you dressed as this year?
Have not gotten there yet. I'm gonna let my niece pick it. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe Sharon Tate. Too soon? We'll see.
You'll be perfect. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You are in the film, correct?
Yes, correct.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What's it like being part of this franchise?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, I was telling you, I've been a fan of this franchise for a very long time. I love the story. I love things about I'm just a big paranormal fan. So for me, it's exciting.
Why do you think that this story keeps getting retold again and again, that it lasts us this long?
I think it's a fascinating story because it's such an anomaly what happened, and there is something to it. I think the people that experienced it know it's real, and I think it's like something that is so over the top and tragic that we don't comprehend, that it's like a possession, you know? So for me, it's just like, how did this happen and why did it happen? Because he's a normal guy that, you know, turned on his family. To me, it's like, I always want to know what's behind things. So I think it's like, I think the fascination is with everybody feels that way. We want to know, why did this happen? You know, why it's a powerful story.
What scares you? Spiders, snakes?
Not at all. No, I'm a fan of spiders and snakes. Let's see, what's good? Anything like the abyss. The abyss scares me. The abyss, like anything with the abyss, yeah, where it's the unknown, the endless like fall, like that's scary because you don't know what's coming. To me, spiders and snakes are cuddly creatures.
Before I let you go, what's your Halloween costume this year? What are you dressed as?
I think I'm going to do Silent Hill. I'm going to do one of the nurses from Silent Hill. Great scene, like iconic scene.
That's
So
elaborate.
it's elaborate, absolutely, yes.
Start round.
Oh yeah.